I've been using the SoundPEATS Mini Pros for a few weeks now, and I was pleasantly surprised what $80 dues can get you in the buds market. My first impression right out of the box was how great the case felt. No cheap feeling plastic here. The matte coating and how well it's put together evoke feelings similar to products of a higher price category. The case also is quite small, or mini, and the buds are on the smaller size too. Jumping right into the buds experience worked just fine, getting a connection to my Pixel and OnePlus quickly and easily, providing all the expected functionality without a second thought. There is a SoundPEATS app available to give a little more functionality. Checking through the ratings though, and most people seem to have issues with verification. Knowing this helped me be extra vigilant, finding it as it came through in Chinese and straight into spam. I experienced no other issues with the app though, once my account was verified. It's a fairly basic offering, with some EQ settings, a test mode to work out optimal EQ, and firmware updates. Basic, but did the job. The next thing that hits you as soon as you start using these buds is just how light they are. Psychology is a weird thing. On one side, the lack of weight gives an impression of cheapness, but in reality, the lightweight nature of these helps their function, allowing them to sit snugly in your ear without needing to be jammed in, and letting just the fit keep them in place. This extends to the tips themselves being thin and lightweight too. It does mean that they don't isolate you from the outside world as much, but also exert less pressure. With that said, the fit and feel over all of these buds was surprisingly good, staying where they should for any of my wandering around the house, down the dog park, or laying back for a bench press. If you're out and about, the lightweight nature of these can even have you forgetting that they're there. The little things come with a reasonable amount of features too. The two main ones that I expect these days are different listening modes and touch controls. The touch controls are complicated, so make sure you find the booklet hidden in the box, and try to remember some of the more useful actions on the list. I was just happy getting away with volume control, listening mode, and start-stop. Already more actions than Sony allows you to set at one time. Listening modes are easily changed by a long tap on the left bud, cycling through transparency mode, normal, and noise cancellation. The transparency mode works quite well, not needing to do too much since you aren't super isolated from reality, but definitely making things a bit easier to hear. This contrasted with the noise cancellation mode. Overall, it's fairly weak, producing noticeable white noise and taking the edge off just a touch. Still, it's a welcome inclusion, especially for buds in this price range. One downside of both of these modes though, is they have fairly bad wind pickup with any amount of breeze. Heck, even just walking around the house. So that's where normal mode gets its use. Sound quality was fairly good. Again, especially for this price range. They get reasonably loud, but sound quality tapers off the louder you go. I would generally only listen at 20% though, as my ears don't need any further damage, and they sounded decent, offering enough isolation to make listening to my video game remixes comfortable. Quality overall did sound a bit flat, not as deep as some higher end buds. The EQ settings in app do help a little, with the most noticeable change coming from the bass boost. There were no issues with clarity though, and overall they sounded decent, feeling quite similar to something like the Pixel Buds A series. The mics on these are fine for usual voice stuff and works okay for my Teams meetings, but are best used in a quieter environment, as while they'll try to reduce background noise, don't expect heaps.
This is how the mic sounds just standing in a quiet room. Then if we add some water to it, and this is how the mic sounds with running water close by.
Some other things to note is there is no proximity sensor, so don't expect music to stop as soon as you remove them from your ears. Putting them back in your case will stop music though, as long as it has battery. I did experience them not pausing a few times, causing my phone to crank its loudspeaker, but on the whole, it was pretty good. There was also no wireless charging here, but did you really expect it? And the case battery is only communicated as a light, no phone notifications. Bluetooth 5.2 is here, so the connection is strong and stable, even if I wandered to the other side of the house. But no multi-point is included, so you'll need to change devices manually. I found jumping between my laptop and phone pretty prompt though. You can also connect just one bud at a time, either left or right, so they can be used by anyone wanting to keep an ear open. Overall, while of course they don't stack up to something like Sony's XM4s, they aren't exactly supposed to. At around 1/5 the price of the Sony's and nearly half that of Google's budget Pixel Buds A, these things pack features, style and quality far outside their pickup price. Worth it for anyone that's after something small and lightweight that does an all-round decent job at an attractive price. Just don't expect them to cancel out the sound of kids if we ever make it traveling again. Cheers for watching, guys. If you found this helpful, a like and a sub really help the channel grow up a little bit. And if you're after my review of the Sony's or the Pixel Buds, that'll be floating around on screen too. Cheers.